Our next story is about Nepal, where political parties seem to have taken the phrase burning the midnight oil a bit too seriously. Nepal has three major political parties. Late on Tuesday night, two of them struck a deal, the Nepali Congress and the Communist Party of Nepal. And what's the deal about? It's a power-sharing pact. The two parties want to oust Prime Minister. The Prime Minister, his name is Pushpa Dahal, also known as Prachanda. He belongs to the third major party, the Communist Maoist Centre. Now his rivals, the other two parties, want him out. But can they really pull it off? It's basically a numbers game, and right now the opposition, these rivals, have the numbers. You need 138 seats for majority in the Nepalese parliament. The Nepali Congress has 89 seats. The Communist Party has 78. Together, that's 167 seats. So way more than 138. Which is why the two sides are fairly confident. They've asked the Prime Minister to step down, but Prachanda remains defiant. He says he would much rather face a vote of confidence, meaning there should be a vote in Parliament. If the opposition has more numbers, the Prime Minister loses the vote. Now, Prachanda has faced and survived four such votes of confidence in the last 18 months. And all of this indicates political turmoil. But that's all that Nepal has known since 2008. Until the year 2005, the Himalayan nation was a constitutional monarchy. But the last king, Gyanendra, went rogue. He dismissed the parliament and he claimed absolute power. It led to protests across the country. People took to the streets demanding the abdication of the king. So in 2006, he finally gave in. Gyanendra transferred powers to the parliament. Soon the monarchy was abolished in Nepal, and in 2008, the country became a democracy. Usually that's a good thing for a country. But for Nepal, it was a disaster. In the last 16 years, Nepal has seen 13 governments. Imagine that, 13 governments in 16 years. That's like having a different government almost every year, but with more or less the same players and the same chaos. Parties changed sides, coalitions broke down, prime ministers changed. It's like political musical chairs, and it seems never ending. I'll give you an example. In 2022, general elections were held in Nepal. Prachanda wanted to become prime minister. His ally was the Nepali Congress Party. They did not agree to his prime ministership, so Prachanda switched sides. He went to the Communist Party. That's the faction of former Prime Minister Palki Sharma Oli. But even that arrangement lasted only for a few months. In March 2023, Prachanda dumped Oli. He went back to the old friend, the Nepali Congress. Then this year, in 2024, Prachanda changed his mind again. He dumped the Nepali Congress and joined hands with Palki Sharma Oli once again. So much for having trust issues. And now it seems that both alliance partners have had enough. They're tired of this back and forth. So the Nepali Congress and the Communist Party have joined hands and decided to dump Prachanda altogether. I know it's confusing. If you fail to understand this, do not blame yourself. Bollywood movies have simpler plots and lesser drama than this. And it's not just complicated and confusing. 13 governments in 16 years also means instability. It means damage to Nepal's economy. In 2023, Nepal's GDP grew by just 1.9%. Inflation was around 8%. Unemployment stood at 11%. Investors do not want to come to Nepal. The youth are leaving the country. Last year, around 400,000 Nepalese left the country. They have a population of around 30 million. So that's a huge chunk of people leaving. And it's mainly because of jobs. But what options do they have? Their politicians are busy shifting loyalties. In April this year, some citizens were fed up of this, so they took to the streets. Do you know what their demand was? They wanted the monarchy back in Nepal. It shows how deep the political crisis is. It's an unfortunate and dangerous trend because putting a person back on the throne will not solve Nepal's problems. Monarchy is never the answer. But to save their democracy, Nepal must stop their politicians from playing a game of thrones. On this today, the T20 World Cup bandwagon will be crossed to the West Indies. What can we expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa.